I'm Vas. Today I'm going to talk about emotions and emotional control. Now, this is something that is so difficult to control, isn't it? All of us are slipping in and out of good emotions. And when we are out of good emotions, it means we go into bad emotions. What are some good emotions? Love, happiness, compassion, focus. All these are good emotions. What are bad emotions? Anger, hate, guilt, sadness, fear. Now all these are bad emotions. Now, why do we have them? Well, some people say we must have bad emotions and good emotions. Well, we do have them. That's a fact. The thing is this, it's not about not having them. It's about being in control of our emotions. So, Richard Bandler and John Grinder came up with a metaphor. The metaphor is a boat. A boat, a ship, when it sails in the sea, and it has got to do something in open sea, if it does not anchor itself to the seabed, the ship will be drifting, and therefore it cannot do work consistently. And consistency is what we want to be able to do, to be able to perform in a consistent way. So when our emotions are on a roller coaster, we cannot be consistent. And some people say, if you're not consistent, you're non-existent. Now it is true. And so what we want to do is to make sure we learn how to take control of our emotions. Like, for example, fear, for example. Now it's not about eradicating fear. I would be fearful of eradicating fear. Now what I want to do is to be in control of fear and let fear guide me to do the right thing, to do it on time, to do it well. So fear is good, but when it consumes your life, when it takes over your life, it cripples you. So what we're going to do is to be able to do that. You see, there are many times it evokes a memory. And when someone smiles, it evokes a nice memory. You know, you smile along with the person. When you smell a new loaf of bread in a bakery, you go, wow, you know, I want to have that, you know. So then you hear if you love your mother's voice, you know, somewhere outside there, and suddenly it will come. Using our senses. It happens all the time. It has already happened. And which is why we are not in control of our emotions. So whatever triggers are out there, it activates the negative emotion. I hear the person's voice I don't like, bang, the negative emotion comes. I smell the bread, wow, I feel good and I feel hungry. So all these are happening all the time. And even colors, for example, if you are in the shopping center, and you see the big word S-A-L-E, sale. It means what? Something is cheap, go and buy. So why do they color it in red and white or yellow and red? Because these colors are anchors to the human being. So when you see that from far, you get drawn to it and you end up buying things that you may not need. So this is how anchors are used in advertising, for example. But the truth is this, we are anchored to all these things in our lives all the time. Now, how we lock it in with a stimulus, and that's called anchoring. And then that stimulus will be a trigger for you to use whenever you feel jaded, whenever you feel sad, you feel afraid, and you want to get back into the emotion again. What do? You activate that anchor, and the positive emotions floods into your body, and you're able to perform. And so that is what emotional control is all about. And in one body, we can have 4 or 5 emotions and allow the emotions to serve us judiciously. You see, sometimes it's so easy to tell someone who is depressed that they should be positive. They should think positive. They should be happy. All these are advice that are dime a dozen. It's cheap. It's impossible to do. So what kind of advice can you give? You got to get the person away from the depression by moving their body, and then think about how to use the body to get into a positive emotional state. And once they get into a positive emotional state, by moving their body, they can then lock it in into the stimulus. They become resourceful and become successful all day long. And if you can become successful all day long, then you can become successful all life long. So, how many of you are willing and daring to tell your loved one that you will never be angry again? Would you dare? I'm sure you won't. Why? Because you don't know how it is done. I have told my wife this, and I've kept a clean slate for years right now. Would you like to be able to tell someone that you will never be angry again? If you really would like that, I would see you at the next video. See you later.